Awesome. Right, today I'm going to talk to you about 5 ways to win people over. And I'm really enthusiastic about this because there's nothing worse than being dull and ordinary, you know, and you want to have people that really relate to you and want you in your life. So if you want to be a person who's not short of friends, who has massive amounts of influence and is really likable, you know, we all want to be liked, don't we? Don't kid yourself, you know. I want to be liked, you know, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to be liked, but there's the right way of going around it. And I've got 5 tips I want to share with you that I honestly believe you grab hold of these, even grab a hold of a few of them, and they're really simple. But if you grab a hold of them, you will win people over. People that doubt you, people that are not always for you, or confused by you, or even threatened or jealous. If you embrace these things, I believe there'll be a shift, there'll be a mindset shift. It'll be incredible. The first point is to listen. Really simple, but there's so much noise out there. Everybody's shouting for our attention, you know, and sometimes when you sit down with a friend or a family, or even, you know, your mum and your dad, and you're having a conversation with them, and they're competing against each other, aren't they? They're chatting away. You've just asked them a question, and they're like, and they're all speaking over the top. I'm sure it's not just my parents. I'm sure it's yours as well. You know, and we've got to learn to listen, haven't we? We've got to train ourselves to listen, to be quiet, to pay attention to what somebody's actually saying, especially our customer. Because if we're not listening to what our customer is saying, and we're just constantly pushing information at them, they're just going to walk away and go to somebody else. Same in relationship. You're not relating to your woman or your man emotionally. You're not listening to what they're saying. Then it's going to cause conflict and friction. So you've got to make sure you listen. The second point is really to understand that not everybody is like me and you. You know, a little bit it's like, if everybody was like me, you know, oh wow, we would definitely have more fun. And there'd definitely be less problems, and I would certainly sort out the government and the economy and the health system and the education system. But, you know, come on, I'm not a chauvinist. I don't believe that I am God's gift. You know, I'm confident in who God's made me. I know my purpose, but I also know where I struggle, and that's where I need people like you. So it's really understanding. If you want to win people over, you've got to appreciate the fact that not everybody is like you, not everybody is like me. And while that has some drawbacks, you know, it's certainly something that we need to be mindful of. The way that we relate to people, the way that we communicate, doesn't always... It's not always received, is it, in the way that we expected it to be received. And often, sometimes, I have good intentions, and yet my good intentions get me in trouble sometimes, and I find that frustrating, and I'm sure it's the same for you. So it's just being mindful of the fact that we are different. The third point is respect. I find that respect and honour go hand in hand. I think it's really important that you respect somebody. I mean, respect, you hear people say respect has to be earned. Yes, it does. But how are you going to respect somebody unless you're listening to them and actually you understand that they are different from you? I think respect is really about appreciating who somebody is, what they do, what they're about, and why you might not agree with what they do, always. You respect the fact that they're trying to make a change. They are trying to live out a life that they feel is right for them. And so respect, when I felt respected, it gives you an air of confidence and freedom. It's encouragement, isn't it? And I think it's a rare ingredient, especially honour. To honour somebody, what does it mean to honour somebody? For me, it really means about elevating them, but not putting them on a pedestal, but really bringing them into a light of encouragement, you know, and just saying, you know what, I just want to honour you because you are something, you've got value, you know, you're a human being who's got feelings and you've got vision and a God-given gift, and you know, I just want to respect you and honour you. And if you do that with people, if you do it with your customers, if you do it with your team, if you do it with yourself, you know, then it's amazing the sort of difference it'll make. The next point is to applaud. Applaud somebody for when they do something right, and I don't mean it in a patronising way, but when somebody has a success, don't then jump in with your success. Applaud them, encourage them. I believe everybody's got wings, right? Everybody's got wings. And when we applaud somebody, we're giving that person wind under those wings so that they can fly. And there's nothing quite like having somebody come alongside you and say, you know what, Mark, that was absolutely fantastic. You know, awesome job. I love just seeing you come alive when you do what you were born to do. So make sure that you become a cheerleader for somebody. Applaud them, encourage them. And the last point is to empathise. You know, times are challenging, and we're human. We have difficulties, we have relationship strains, we have health issues, we have problems in our business. You know, life can be tough, and it can push and press and shake us to the core. But when we empathise, when we encourage, when we relate to each other, it gives us hope. If you have those 5, I want to be your friend. Who wouldn't want to be around somebody who embraces those 5, who listens to you, who appreciates that you're different, who respects you for who you are and shows you honour, who applauds you when you do something good? And finally, somebody who empathises, who understands the struggle, who understands the frustration. Those 5 things will make you win people over and will increase your influence. You can find out more about me at marksephton.com, and please feel free to comment below, and I'll be back with a new video this time next week.